Good morning everyone, and welcome back to a very, and I mean very, cold Norway at the start of December. You join us here on a new mark. It's a new day, the sun's shining, and we're feeling confident. My name's Wayne. Welcome back to the beautiful country of Norway. There we go. Just like that, we got a better fish on the scratching rig. And that's a lovely fish, as you can see. A nice big Norwegian cod. Just what we want. Oh, if only you knew. Well, you will, because I'm going to tell you. It was -9. And we've got the wind as well. So we're probably at -14, 15 maybe. And it's absolutely freezing. It's the last full day of our trip. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. The last few days I've been sitting out there for halibut, and unfortunately for us and me, I've not managed to get one, and we've only seen a few small ones. But I've definitely got a chance today at this different mark. There was a couple of halibut come off here yesterday for some of the guys, so we've definitely got a chance. So what I'm going to do, on one rod I'm going to fish my pop-ups on Joey mackerel for a halibut or big cod. And on the other one, I'm going to change it up a little bit, use a 2-hook flapper and try and get us into some multiple species, as in dabs, whiting, codling. But like I always say to you, when you use small hooks, you can catch anything. When you use big hooks, you limit yourself to big fish. So let's see how it goes. I'm pretty sure you're aware how beautiful Norway is, but if not, here we go. It's just gone 10 o'clock in the morning. And it doesn't really, this side of the island, well, it's not an island, but we're on a little island. It doesn't get any brighter than this because the sun is behind the mountains. But as you can see, it's so picturesque and absolutely stunning. We're perched on a little jetty. We've got the vehicle, so if we need to, we can get inside. But we're trying to man it up. Am I allowed to say that now? We're trying to people it up. No, joking. Yeah, we're trying to man it up, stay outside and fish. But I'm sure this wind and temperature will get to me. Bait today, as I've said, I'm going to be using fish baits for haddock, halibut and cod. Sorry about my mess. We've got that. There's some herring. Naturally there's lots of herring feeding, and that was ragworm, but it froze. And I put it in the van, and now it's defrosted and it's dead. But we'll try and bind it on, do the best we can, and we've got a chance. There you go, I'll put you on the rest. There's my rod staying nice and low. I've got my ratchets on, just in case I get hit by a big cod, or if we're very lucky, I may get us our first halibut on the channel. But if I don't get one today, I'm back in less than a month, and I'll try my very hardest to get you one now. Firstly, I'd just like to thank everyone for watching my videos lately, or recently. You seem to be enjoying the Norway one, which is great for me, because I didn't know how it was going to go. But the views are right up, and you're all getting involved, so thanks for that. In the future, obviously this time, I'm just here with the army. Not just here with the army, I'm fortunate to be here with the army. And we've been doing some coaching, so I've not actually filmed or fished every day. Because it's not really been about me, or us coaches, or the seniors that come out here. It's been trying to get the novice anglers to a level where they can compete in the army champs. And the guys that can fish a little bit, trying to home and improve their skills. And the guys at the top, well, we got a few of them luckily, they've continued to shine and catch lots of fish. But I'm back out in January, actually the 5th of January with the veterans, and my plan is to film and fish every day for you. It'll be colder, so I'm not sure about the weather. I've had quite a lot of trouble with the camera freezing and the batteries losing their charge, but sometimes it can be -15 out here. So we've just got to deal with what we've got to deal with. and it's just me. It's not professional, as you know and as you've seen. It's just me fishing and taking you with me. Next time I'll probably go into, because I've had a few questions about where you fish, how you book up coming to Norway, the things you need to know. So in January I'll probably do a little vlog on the way out showing you little bits, so I might do it from my house, show you hints, tips and advice of coming out to Norway. I dreamt of catching all these halibut. It's not actually like that. I blanked yesterday and I almost blanked the day before. It's pretty hard and you need some knowledge. So I'll try my best, offer you up a little bit of advice, not just in the fishing, but packing your kit, what you can bring over, how you pack your rods, how you get them across here, and do's and don'ts really in Norway. I won't do it this time because it's absolutely freezing and I don't want to bore half of you to death that probably already know about Norway. So this session today is actually our last day. We've got about 6 hours here, so I'm going to concentrate on the fishing, which you'll be pleased about. I'll bring you back, I'll do some baiting ups, I'll show you my rigs, and hopefully we can get some bites on camera with the ratchet screaming off and I can get into a few fish. As I've mentioned already, I've got some friends with me who are fishing, so if they get into any fish, we'll get some fish on camera, hopefully. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you in a minute when I'm bent into a big halibut. The dream is still alive. You probably heard me say the ragworm froze. I put it outside this morning for 10 minutes. It was alive and kicking. It was dug fresh for us. Stupidly, I just didn't think. I put it outside in the tray, and then I went out 10 minutes later, it's just frozen solid, like a ragworm ice cube. So I obviously defrosted it and they're all dead. But it's not too bad. I'm gutted, because we've been getting most of our fish on ragworm, believe it or not. But I'll bind it up with a little bit of elastic. I've got some herring. I'm sure you've seen herring before, but this is what most of the fish are feeding on out in Norway. It's a big oily fish. We're just trying to position the truck a minute so we can stop some of the wind. But yeah, as you can see, everything's still frozen. You've not got to worry about that out here. That's probably the best thing, that you don't have to worry about your bait falling out.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the base. I'll bring you back in a minute. Talk about the rigs. We've done it before, haven't we? This trip. So on one rod, got the rattle rig, popping up some fish, and on the other one I got a 2-hook flapper for now. Try and get us into a dab, which are massive in Norway. Whiting, and if the whiting are big enough for us to eat and they're in size, then I might chop one up and use it as bait. And some nice cold fish, hopefully. But that wind's terrible. Straight from the Arctic, absolutely freezing. But yeah, it's been a good week. Caught lots of fish, and everyone's done really well. I've only fished for 4 days, 4 or 5 days probably. I've had a couple of days off out of 10, just to concentrate on doing stuff like this, editing, and my work back home. But in January, I've got a week out here, and I'll be fishing every day. I won't be editing or messing around. I'll do that all when I get home, so I can concentrate on doing this. Just going to keep the baits going in. As I've said, it's our last day. Maximum effort, make it happen. This is a scratching rig, 2-hook rig. I've had a couple of little taps on it. You got one? No, I don't know. Not much weight.
It's a bit stripped, Andy.
Right?
It's a bit stripped. Yeah. Better check my one, isn't it?
Not going to go so far out, I don't think.
Take the wind, you wouldn't have noticed it going.
Oh yes. It's on the fish.
Dabba wabba doo dah.
That's actually a small dab for Norway. That's the smallest dab I've seen this week in Norway. That's like when we get it home. But that's a species, #1 species on this mini species hunt. Let's get him back. Oh, it's freezing, my hands are froze. Cheers everyone. Woo. Thanks Mr. Dab. So before I freeze to death, I'm just going to run you over my 2-up flapper. That was kindly made by Scotty. So there you go. Little spinner blade, UV. Remember, I'm fishing in some depth of water, so what I'm going to do in a bit, start charging these up. So yeah, loads of bling, single ragworm on each hook. Get it out there. Species hunting in Norway. Not big fish, any fish. Fish on the fish. Better fish this time. Better fish this time, everyone. Not a monster, but a better fish. Not leader. On the cod. Nod, nod. Whoa. Do that. Sort that out a minute. That little chap. Come to Norway for cod. A little bit bigger than that there. Oh, he's absolutely nailed it. Thanks, Mr. Cod. Little beauty. Let's get that one back. That one could get to 30 pounds, you know. And it rattles. Oh yes, my hands are froze. So we've had some great weather. It's been cold, and last night we've seen some amazing northern lights. So what I'll do is I'll add the photo now. Look at that. I took that on my phone. So I'm very pleased with that. Anyway, back to the fishing. And there you go. So Scotty's into a fish. Cod, Scotty?
I think so, mate.
Yeah, I think it's a cod. I'll take you over and see if we can see the fish in the water. Have a look.
Woody woody.
Yeah, it's a coddy.
And the net it?
It's not massive. It's
Can
just
you
this
bring
is a
him up?
very light rod.
Oh yeah, you have to hand
Stand
him
by.
There
We got him, we got him, we got him.
Okay.
He's a bit bigger than last, isn't he?
There you go.
Sorry.
There you go, Scotty. Hey, there we go. Something's going mad. Oh, it's a better dab. That's a nice dab. As you can see in Norway, the dabs are tanks. Look at that one. That's not even a big one for Norway. We had some huge ones yesterday. If I keep trying and keep battling through, hopefully I'll get a zoo creature. But we're on the fish, we're scratching around, and after yesterday's blank, I don't mind this. It's fishing, as you know by now, and we're catching fish. Cheers, Mr. Dab. But there is a Norwegian dab, and a good one as well.
Whiting as well. That's another species for you, mate.
Yeah. So there's another species on my species hunt of whiting. Look at the size of that. Ooh. Surprised that little chap's still alive. Imagine swimming around down there, looking like that. Wow. I'll get him away. I don't know how long he'll live for. Not in Norway. Sorry, mate. You ain't got a chance. Got a nice bite. Let's just pulled right down. There you go. On the scratching rig. It's not a run. There you go. Got something on there. Let's have a look at it. So we're getting fish every cast on the scratching rig. This one feels a bit heavy. I got a sneaky suspicion I'm into 2 fish. Not only 2 fish, could be into 2 different ones. Could be a double dab. Nice bit of weight on the scratching rig. What we got? Could we have a new species? Silence. What the hell is happening to this reel? Bit away. Could it be a crab? I hope not. Built this up now. Oh no. Yeah. We've got a crab. Ah. Oh no. Look at that. Get. Got a decent bite on the near rod. On the scratching rig. It's more of a codling bite. So we're just coming out to slack water. Got a bit of trouble with crabs, which tend to hang around at high and low water over here. Pretty much like in the UK as well. There you go. Coming out. So once we get a bit of tide, right now, that's a dab. Dab City. No, do you know what that is? It's a whiting, I can tell. But yeah, if we get a bit more tide, the crabs will clear off, and hopefully we can get a bite on the big baits. Oh yeah, double dabbing, son. Double dab. Double dabbing. There we go. Double dabbing. That one is pathetic, even by UK standards. That's a little bit better, but we're on the dab. Let's get these little chaps back. What are you doing? Last cast, I did actually say whiting. What I meant to say is double shot of dabs. Just got my words confused. Let's tighten this one up. I looked around just a minute ago, it was pulled right down, I got really excited. Let's tighten it up. Ooh. We've got one fish. Keep slacking me off.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Go over and stay over.
Come on. It's nice just to keep us warm, getting a few bites.
Fish on there, isn't it?
So just had a decent fish, or I've got a decent fish on the scratching rig. You never know. Something could have took a white in, so I've got to go careful because I've only got a small hook. Oh. I could be in trouble.
They said they were getting decent cod on small worm baits yesterday, so how decent are we thinking it? That's nodding like a cod, it's a cod, isn't it?
Big one?
Yeah, it's a good one. We need to get the net over.
We're into a better cod here, I think, which is great. that big.
You can't go over that line, can you?
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
okay.
have
That's alright. It's not a massive fish.
to-
Not a
if you
massive
try-
fish.
If you
just
try
a-
and lift it out with them little hooks though, it'll probably pop off.
Yeah, we're up in that. I'll come this way. I'll come underneath if you want. There you go.
Can you do that, can you?
Yeah, lift it.
Hang on a second. You get under, mate.
Got my leader. I don't think this is going to be huge. Probably 6 or 7. Still nice on a scratching rig. Coming towards a jetty. It's the last thing I want. It's going to see colour in a minute. Definitely not be happy. It's heading for the jetty.
There's fella. Yeah, he's trying to get under the pier.
I'm going to have to bully this fish.
It's not a bad fish, you know.
Oh, that's a nice fish, that. Oh, yes.
Right, okay. Let me have the leader and I'll guide her to the net.
Here.
If you walk backwards.
Hang on.
I can't reach.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Gotcha. And she's ours.
And there we go. Just like that, we got a better fish on the scratching rig. And that's a lovely fish, as you can see. A nice big Norwegian cod. Just what we want. It's a nice looking fish, eh?
Yeah, beautiful.
Look at the size of the head on it. Just what we want. We'll get this little chap back. I don't know what he is, 7 maybe. But that's a beautiful fish on the scratching rig. We're getting bites and we're catching fish in Norway. Thanks, Mr. Cod. Cheers, everyone. As you can see, I'm still picking up dabs on the scratching rig. Although I've had that lovely cod, we've got about an hour left, so I'm going to mix it up, put some big joeys on both, pop them up, and hopefully, just hopefully, get into a halibut. There you go. There's a nice little dab. That's actually tiny. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my Norway ones, like I've said, and I really appreciate your views and your comments and getting involved. Cheers, everyone. Welcome back, welcome back. As you can see, we're still here on the jetty. We've caught plenty of fish, including that bonus cod that I landed, which you just see. And we've got to get out of here. It's actually our last day, as I've explained before in the video. But we're going off now, because all the serving members, the novices and the other guys are all going to have a match. Sorry, just wind straight at my face. Yeah, gonna have a match. So Stu, myself and Scotty are gonna run it, and they're all gonna fish against each other. So that should be some good fun for a little trophy. It's only a mess about, it's 3 hours, and hopefully they can get into a few fish. What I'm gonna do is, once everything's set up and running, Stu, Scotty and I are gonna put a rod out each. I'll bring you with me, I'll light the show up, and hopefully we can have one last hurrah, catch a couple of fish for you at night to finish off this video. Thanks again for watching. Obviously I've caught a few fish. I hope you've enjoyed it, as per normal, and I look forward to seeing you in a minute when we're on a new mark, lighting the show up for the last few hours of our trip in Norway. Thanks, everyone.